Good afternoon, students. So good afternoon all, just we'll wait for 1 or 2 minutes. So let others also join the class. So yesterday I was discussing about congruency. So we'll discuss what is meant by congruency, and after that we'll go to the proof part. So yesterday I was discussing show that opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. So this is what we were discussing in the previous class. Okay. So now, first of all, we will discuss what is meant by congruency. Take any two triangle or anything. Okay. First of all, we will take a triangle. Okay. Take any two triangle, and if you want to say that these two triangles are equal in terms of shape, size, sides, and angles, then we have some criteria. If these criteria are equal, if these things are equal, then we can say that these two triangles are congruent to each other. Let us name it as A, B, C, and this one let us name it as X, Y, Z. Okay. So now let us take this as 3 and this one as 4 and here 5 and here 3, 4, 5. The sides are 3, 4, 5 and here also the sides are 3, 4, 5. So now in order to prove triangle ABC and XYZ as congruent, we need minimum 3 things. Okay. So here since they are given the sides, so what we can say, AB side AB is equal to XY because here also 3 and here also we are having 3. And here BC is equal to YZ and same way CA is equal to ZX. So the sides, whatever the sides they are given, they are equal. Okay, so that means the 3 things are equal here. When the 3 things are equal, then we can say that triangle ABC is equal congruent to triangle XYZ. So this is the symbol for congruency. How to write congruency is equal to and above that we have to write ulta S. Okay, so this is a symbol for congruency. The same thing I written here. So now this is how we have to prove the congruency of any two triangles. And why we are proving this congruency of two triangles? If you prove this, then we can say that the corresponding parts of the congruent triangles are equal. Corresponding parts means what? For angle A, the corresponding of angle A will be angle X. So angle A is equal to angle X. I cannot write angle A is equal to angle Y. They are not equal. What is the corresponding part for A here? The corresponding part is X. So same way we can write here angle B is equal to angle Y and angle C is equal to angle Z. So see here, in the question they are not given angle A is equal to angle X, B is equal to Y and C is equal to Z. These things are not given. But we can use these after proving these two triangles as congruent. अगर हम लोगों ने prove कर दिया इसको, then we can say that the corresponding parts of the congruent triangle. So why I am telling corresponding parts of the congruent triangle? Because angle A is equal to angle X only, not angle Y or not to Z. So that's why we are using corresponding parts. So in short, what we are doing, we are adding CPCT. Here also why it is true because CPCT. So what is mean by CPCT? Corresponding parts of the congruent triangle. CPCT's definition is this one. Much buffering, is it buffering? No, I think it is not buffering. The network speed is also good today. If it is buffering, I think you might be having some issue, network issues. Otherwise, it is not buffering. So this is what we have to do if you want to prove that two triangles are congruent to each other. So yesterday our question was prove that the opposite sides of the congruent triangles are equal. The question was prove that opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. So this was our question, yesterday's question. So now for that what I had done, already I think I started this question, solving this question. So I had drawn a parallelogram, and after drawing a parallelogram, just let me wait. Let me check in my mobile. Most of the writing buffering. It is not buffering, it is playing nicely. It is not buffering, it is playing. So if it is buffering, don't worry, I'll get a notification here. Until then, if it is buffering means you may be having some network issue. Okay, so go to network area, otherwise it is not buffering. So we have to prove that opposite sides are equal. So let us name it as A, B, C, D. Okay, what I have done, I have joined one of the diagonals. So it is a parallelogram. So what is meant by parallelogram? Parallelogram is nothing but it is a quadrilateral. It is a quadrilateral with two pairs of parallel lines. So these two are one pair and these two are another pair. Okay, so parallelogram, according to the definition of parallelogram, it is a quadrilateral with two pairs of parallel lines. And in the definition, nowhere they are telling that opposite sides are equal. Okay, उसको prove करने के बाद ही we'll take that situation. Now, how can you prove this one? In the last class I told, in order to prove this one, we have to take two triangles. So what are the triangles here? In triangle ADC, ADC is your one triangle, and in triangle ABC. So what I have done? ADC and ABC. So these two triangles are taken. Now, if you prove that this triangle and this triangle as congruent, so if you prove that these two triangle as congruent, अगर ये दोनों triangle congruent होंगे तो क्या करेगा? Then the corresponding parts of the congruent triangles are equal. That means AB will be equal to DC, and then AD will be equal to BC. So after proving only we can take that simplicity. And after proving we can say that AB and DC are equal. So before that we have to prove it. How can you prove this one? For proving these two triangles as congruent, so which angles or which side you can take here? In congruency part already we have learned the criteria. So either you can prove it by SSS, side, or SAS or ASA. Okay. So these are the criteria. In these three ways you can prove it. Okay. Or you can take it as AAS. So these are the four. And another one more is there. That is RHS criteria. AAS is not there, so RHS is there, also there. So these four criteria you are learned in 7th. SSS, SAS, ASA, or one more is RHS. So now you tell me which criteria you are going to use to prove these two triangles as congruent. पहले क्या करेंगे? ADC and ABC. So what are you going to do here in order to prove these two triangles as congruent? कैसे करोगे? How can you prove this? Okay, listen here. First of all, what I will do, look at the common things what we have here. AC. In triangle ADC, there also we are having AC. And in triangle ABC, here also we are having side AC. So AC and AC are equal. सब लोग बस एस सर ओके सर यही कॉपी करके भेज रहे हैं पता नहीं 1 मिनट के बाद एक बार कॉपी करके भेज रहे हैं सर ओके सर आंसर पूछे तो कोई आंसर नहीं दे रहा है बस ओके सर आ रहा है ओके सो AC and AC are equal are same because in triangle ADC is also AC is there and ABC also we are having AC okay so AC is equal to AC because this is common for both the triangle. एक तो हो गया हमारा. Next we have to look at for something. Can we use AD is equal to BC? Can we use AD is equal to BC? No, I cannot use that. Why I cannot use that? Because that is what we have to prove here. We cannot use that one. AD is equal to BC. उसको हमको प्रूव करना है उसको हम इसमें प्रूफ में यूज नहीं कर सकते एंड आल्सो इन द क्वेश्चन दे आर नॉट गिवन द अपोजिट साइड्स एज इक्वल हमको उसी को प्रूव करना है सो साइड को तो नहीं ले सकते दिस साइड्स आल्सो वी कैन नॉट टेक दिस साइड्स आल्सो वी कैन नॉट टेक तो एक साइड मिल गया और दो एंगल्स को ढूंढना है सो नाउ यू टेल मी व्हिच एंगल्स यू आर गोइंग टू टेक हियर So next, which one you are going to take here? Look at these angles. In triangle ADC, this is ADC. In this triangle ADC, angle DAC, this angle DAC is equal to angle ACB. This angle and this angle are equal. DAC, angle DAC is equal to angle ACB. So DAC is there in this triangle and ACB is there in this triangle. So now I written these two angles as equal. So now you tell me in the comment section why they are equal. मैं तो लिख दिया equal है बोल के. But why they are equal? Can somebody tell me why they are equal? First of all of you are writing yes sir, okay sir. कुछ आंसर है तो आंसर को कमेंट में लिखो ओके सर और एस सर ऐसे छोड़ दो लिखने का जरूरत नहीं है so they are not corresponding what they are making two triangles no alternate angles so very good Barbara. See here these two are parallel lines so let me draw that separately so these two lines are parallel lines this is your transversal this line is a transversal okay so in this what I done I taken this angle and I taken this angle just एक part draw किया है मैंने so these two lines are drawn here and this is your transversal so now look at these two angles this angle and this angle the same thing I drawn here so when these two are parallel lines and this is your transversal what about these two angles they are alternative interior angles so they are alternative interior angles that's why these two angles are equal so what reason you will write here alternative interior angle so these angles are equal because they are alternative interior angle okay now one angle is over एक तो साइड इक्वल हो गया एक एंगल आ गया so one more angle you have to find here So what is the one more angle? Which angle you are going to take here after this? Look at this angle. In DCA, angle DCA. Where is your angle DCA? DCA. This angle is equal to angle CAB. Where is your angle CAB? CAB. This angle. So these two angles are equal. Why they are equal? So look at these two parallel lines. This parallel line and this parallel line. And here this is your transversal. This line is your transversal. So now this angle and these angles are alternative interior angle. So here also these two angles are alternative interior angle because these two are parallel lines. This is your transversal. So when these are the angles what we are taking. So that's why here also they are alternative interior angle. Okay. So now we got one side, we got two angles. So which criteria we can use here? Angle, side, angle. ASA. So by ASA criteria, this criteria also it is very important. By angle, side, angle criteria, these two triangles are congruent. Which two triangles are congruent? Triangle ADC is congruent to triangle ADC is congruent to triangle CBA. Triangle ADC is congruent to triangle CBA. Now, I have one more question. Instead of writing CBA, can I write it as ABC? Triangle ADC. See here, ADC is congruent to triangle ABC. Can I write this? Can I write like that? Triangle ADC is congruent to ABC. No, very good. So one has written no. I cannot write like this. Why? Because if I write like that, the corresponding parts will not be going to equal. So here what they are telling, angle A is equal to angle C. See, in the middle A is there and here C is there. That means with respect to A is the first letter. So for the first letter A, we have to use C in the first. And next for C, we have to use A here. Okay. So that's why I'm going to write it as CBA. So this is the correct way of writing that. So triangle ADC is congruent to triangle CBA. So after proving these two triangles as congruent, that means they are equal in shape and size and angles also. So we have proved this. So when these two triangles are congruent, now we can say that AC, or let us say AD, this first and second letter is equal to first and second letter, that is CB. So AD is equal to CB and AD and CB are opposite sides. So AB is equal to CD because by CPCT. What is CPCT? Corresponding parts of the congruent triangle. Same way, DC is equal to AB. DC is the last two letters and BA and RA, we can write B also or AB also they are also last two letters. These two are equal. Why they are equal? By CP corresponding parts of the congruent triangle. So first of all, what you have to do? We have to use some criteria and prove that these two triangles are congruent to each other. So prove होने के बाद क्या करना है? Then we can say that these two are equal by what? By CPCT. So I hope all of you understood this one. So all of you once again go through the steps, whatever you have done. Okay, if it is over, let's move on to the next step. Just give me 1 minute. Okay. So let's go to the next one. Show that diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other So this is a question. Show that the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So I think all of you understood what is the question, what question they are asking here. We have to show that the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So in the previous question, what we have done, we have proved that the opposite sides are equal in a parallelogram. This is what we have proved in our previous question. Now they are asking to show the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So first of all, let us draw a parallelogram. So we have drawn a parallelogram. So in this parallelogram, what they are telling, the diagonals of a parallelogram. So they are talking about diagonals. So let us draw the diagonals. This is one diagonal, and this is your another diagonals. Okay. So now what they are telling, the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. What is meant by bisect each other? That means these two are becoming exactly half, and same way this and this, when they are bisecting, they are becoming equal. So when they are intersecting, what is happening? So these two, it is becoming half, exactly half, and here also they are becoming half. Okay. Suppose if total length of this diagonal is 10, then this will become 5, this will become 5. Same way, if it is 20, then it will become 10, and this will become 10. Okay. So this is what we have to prove now. Now take some time and think how we can do this. The diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. How can we prove this one? Well, let us give name A, B, C, D, and here where they are bisecting, we'll write it as well. So all of you take some time and tell me how we can prove this one. How can you prove this? So in order to prove this, कौन सा triangle हमको लेना है? Can somebody tell me which two triangles we have to take here to prove that these two are equal? Okay, Varsha has written by ASA criteria. So ASA criteria, okay, very good. We have to use ASA criteria. But before that, which two triangles we have to take here? कौन सा triangle हमको लेना है? पहले तो प्रूव कर रहे हैं, उसके बाद ही क्राइटेरिया यूज करेंगे ना. ABC and ADC. No, we cannot take ADC and so Varsha has given the answer. See here, in order to prove this and this equal and DO and OB as equal, what we have to do here? We have to take triangle AOB and DOC. So in triangle AOB and in triangle COD. AOB. So this triangle I am taking here and same way I am taking triangle COD. So these two triangles I am taking. Okay. So now one has written all the four triangles. अरे फोर ट्राइंगल थोड़ी ना हम कॉन्ग्रुएंट प्रूव करेंगे. जब भी कॉन्ग्रुएंट प्रूव करेंगे हम दो ही ट्राइंगल लेके प्रूव करेंगे. ठीक है. वी कैन नॉट टेक फोर ट्राइंगल्स. सो नाउ I have taken AOB and COD. So now you tell me one by one how I can prove these two triangles as congruent. So in order to prove these two as congruent, हमको क्या करना है? पहले कुछ क्राइटेरिया यूज करके we have to prove that these two as congruent. Okay. So now tell me how I can prove these two triangles as congruent. जो कॉमन साइड कॉमन एंगल जो भी है आपको जो दिख रहा है, ऑल ऑफ यू राइट इट इन द कमेंट सेक्शन. So tell me which parts you can take here in order to prove these two as congruent. Okay, fine. अरे ओके सर इसको छोड़िए, कुछ और लिखो, आंसर लिखो जो मैं पूछ रहा हूँ क्वेश्चन का. Well, see here, in triangle AOB, AB is equal to CD. This AB is equal to CD. Why they are equal? Because just now we have proved opposite sides are equal in a parallelogram. Opposite sides are equal in a parallelogram. Just now we have proved. So it is why AB is equal to CD, because opposite sides are equal. Just now we have proved. So that's why AB is equal to CD. Next, take this angle. This angle OAB is equal to OAD. So angle OAB is equal to OCD. OAB, this angle is equal to OCD. Why these two angles are equal? Just now we have proved these two are parallel lines. This is your transversal. So then these two angles are alternative interior angle. So ये दोनों parallel lines है. This is your transversal. So that's why these two angles are equal by alternative interior angle. So this reason is alternative interior angle. And same way, these angles are also equal. OBA is equal to ODC. Angle OBA is equal to angle ODC. So why these two angles are equal? Same reason. These two are parallel lines. And now this is your transversal. So when this is your transversal, these two angles are alternative interior angles. Okay. So because they are alternative interior angle. So now see here, we got angle, we got side, and again we are having one more angle. So by ASA criteria, which criteria we are using? Angle, side, angle. So by ASA criteria, triangle AOB is congruent to AOB. This triangle is congruent to COD. Triangle COD. So we have proved these two triangles as congruent. So when these two triangles are congruent, then their corresponding parts are equal. So that means AO is equal to CO. AO is equal to CO. What is the reason? CPCT. CPCT is nothing but corresponding parts of the congruent triangle. Same way, OB is equal to OD. Here also the reason is CPCT. So पहले prove करना है, then we have to say that these two are equal. So by CPCT, these two are equal. So equal is nothing but they are bisecting equally. So the diagonals are bisecting each other. Half ऑफ कर रहा है, half ऑफ कर रहा है मतलब इन दोनों equal होना चाहिए. So that is how you have to prove the questions. So AO is equal to OC. Same way BO is equal to OD. So this proof part, all of you write it somewhere. So now, today we have learned some special properties of parallelogram. So let us write the special properties of parallelogram. So properties of parallelogram. So what are the properties of parallelogram? Opposite sides are parallel. The first property is opposite sides are parallel. And what is the second property what we have learned today? The second property is opposite sides are equal. Opposite sides are equal. Same way, the third property is what we have learned. Just now we have learned that diagonals bisect each other. Diagonal bisect each other. And one more thing is opposite angles are equal. So if you take the parallelogram, this is your parallelogram. So in this parallelogram, the opposite angles are equal. This angle and this angles are equal. So same way, these two opposite angles are equal. So the first one you can say that opposite angles are equal. Opposite sides are also equal, opposite angles are also equal, and opposite sides are parallel. And one more thing, the diagonals bisect each other in a parallelogram. And now you tell me, when you add, and let us name it as A, B, C, D. So opposite angles are equal. Now you tell me, when we had angle A and D, angle A and D are adjacent angles, nearby angles. So when we had adjacent angles, either you can add A and D or you can add A and B also. This is also adjacent angle. So when we are adding adjacent angles, how much you are going to get? Can somebody tell me? When we had adjacent angles, how much you are going to get? So very good. When we are adding adjacent angle, their sum will be how much? It is 180 degree. Okay. So these are all the properties of parallelogram. Okay. So same way we are having some more properties of different shape. We are having one or two extra properties of this rhombus, rectangle, and square. So those things we'll study tomorrow, and after that we start doing our exercise question. So all of you, I'll give the attendance link. Mark your attendance. Just give me 1 minute. And tell your friends to attend the live classes. If they are not attending, they will be in loss. So जब 9 में जाएंगे बस पूरा फिर से 7 से स्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा. 7 भी पूरा ऑनलाइन में हो गया, 8 भी पूरा ऑनलाइन में हो जाएगा शायद. 3.1 I have made yesterday. Okay, just check it. 3.1 also I have made. 3.2 also I have made in Google Classroom. एक बार चेक करो उधर आप सबमिट जिसका भी हो गया उधर से सबमिट करो, ठीक है? So mark your attendance. So if anybody is not able to open the attendance link, write your name, roll number, and section in the comment section. I will mark it. Otherwise, thank you all. Have a nice day. So I hope all of you have marked your attendance. I am ending the stream. Thank you.